to EnglishNEst Podcast, your safe space to build confidence and master real English conversation. I'm Nancy.
And I'm Steve. Hey, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I was just thinking about how much I learned English through watching movies and listening to stories.
That's such a great way to learn. Stories are powerful.
They really are. You learn vocabulary without even realizing it.
And that's exactly what we're talking about today, learning English through story.
Yes. Today we're going to show you why stories are one of the best ways to learn English and how to use them effectively.
Stories teach you natural language. You see how real people speak, not just textbook English.
Today you'll learn about storytelling techniques, vocabulary building through stories, and how to make stories part of your learning routine.
Before we start, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. And if you love learning with us, hit that like button and share this with a friend. Now, let's get into today's topic, learning English through story.
Let's start with why stories are so effective for learning English.
Stories give you context. You learn words in a situation, not just in a list.
When you hear, "he was completely taken aback" in a story, you understand what it means from the situation.
And stories are emotional. Emotion helps your brain remember things.
A story about a mother whose children leave home can teach you vocabulary about family and emotions in a memorable way.
Stories are also cultural. You learn how people speak, react, and interact in different situations. So you're not just learning language, you're learning culture too.
And the best part? Stories are interesting. You keep listening because you want to know what happens next.
That's why we love podcasts and audiobooks so much.
Stories use certain techniques to keep listeners engaged. You can learn these too.
One technique is descriptive language. When you add details, the story comes alive.
Listen to this example. I started waving my arms around to direct my parents into a parking space. That's more interesting than I helped my parents park.
Another technique is foreshadowing. You give a hint that something is going to happen.
For example, later on, I regretted that very much. That tells the listener something bad is coming.
You can also use comparisons. I was acting like someone directing planes on a runway. That helps the listener picture the scene.
And suspense keeps people listening. You hold back the important information until the end.
All of these techniques make your English storytelling more natural and engaging.
Stories are amazing for vocabulary building.
When you hear a word in a story, it's connected to a situation and an emotion.
For example, in a story about a cat, you learn words like 30, clean, soft, fluffy, shiny, all in context.
And you learn frequency words too. He is always dirty. He sometimes lets the children wash him.
You learn grammar without studying grammar rules.
You see how past simple, past continuous, and past perfect are actually used in a story.
Instead of memorizing, "I arrived at 10 o'clock," you hear, "Kai said they would meet at 10 o'clock."
So you learn time expressions naturally.
The key is repetition. Good stories repeat important vocabulary and phrases.
And you can re-listen as many times as you need.
Stories are available for all levels of English.
For beginners, there are simple stories with basic vocabulary.
Episodes like "Let's Make a Plan" use just 5 new words per episode, perfect for A1 to A2 learners.
Words like o'clock, early, late, and minute, simple and useful.
For intermediate learners, there are stories with more vocabulary and grammar.
The ELAN podcast is for intermediate to advanced learners. It uses real-life stories with language lens sections.
One episode follows Gabriel, a French speaker exploring Liverpool. You learn vocabulary and culture at the same time.
For advanced learners, there are longer, more emotional stories.
Stories about life changes, identity, and personal growth.
The key is to find a story at your level and keep listening.
Listening to stories is great, but you can do more to learn.
Here are some ways to practice.
Shadowing. Repeat what you hear. It improves your pronunciation and rhythm.
Pause and repeat. Stop the story and say the sentence yourself.
Write down new words. Keep a vocabulary journal.
Retell the story. Try to summarize the story in your own words.
Answer questions. Many podcasts have comprehension questions at the end.
Add your own details. Imagine what happens next.
All of these will improve your speaking and listening skills.
And they make learning more active and engaging. Tell us about your experience learning English through stories.
I used to watch English movies with subtitles. Then I moved to watching without subtitles.
Did it help?
Yes, so much. I learned how real people speak, not just textbook English.
What kind of stories did you like?
I loved romantic comedies and dramas. The dialogue felt natural.
So you learned a lot from movies.
Yes, and now I listen to podcasts. It's like listening to a story every day.
What about you? Tell us about your learning journey.
Your turn. What's your experience with learning through stories?
I read a lot of books when I was learning English.
What kind of books?
I started with simple stories for learners. Then I moved to novels.
Did you ever use audiobooks?
Yes, audiobooks are great because you can hear the pronunciation while you read.
That's a great combination.
Stories help me learn vocabulary without memorizing lists.
And grammar?
Yes, I stopped thinking about grammar rules and just learn from context.
That's the power of stories.
I still listen to podcasts and audiobooks every day.
Let's recommend some story-based resources for our listeners.
For beginners,
Easy Story English Podcast, simple stories with 5 new words per episode.
Storytime with Maya, for kids and beginners with simple conversations.
For intermediate learners,
English Like a Native podcast, real stories with language explanations.
the Elon Podcast has a language lens section that explains grammar.
For advanced learners,
The Daily English Story, longer stories with cinematic video options.
Learning English Stories by BBC, true stories with storytelling techniques.
All of these are excellent. Try them and see which one you like.
And don't forget YouTube. There are many story channels with subtitles.
Now, let's learn how to tell stories better in English.
Tip 1. Add details in description.
Instead of, I went to the park, say, I went to the park on a sunny day. There were children playing and dogs running everywhere.
Tip 2. Use comparisons.
The music was so loud it sounded like a concert. Comparisons help people imagine.
Tip 3. Create suspense.
Holds back the important information until the end. At first, everything seemed normal, but then...
Tip 4. Use foreshadowing.
Little did I know, my life was about to change when I walked into that room.
That sounds interesting. What happened?
I met the person who would become my best friend. Let's help our listeners avoid common mistakes when telling stories.
Mistake number 1. I go to the park yesterday.
Wrong. I go to the park yesterday.
Right. I went to the park yesterday.
Use past tense for past stories.
Mistake number 2. I was at the party. There was many people.
Wrong. There was many people.
Right. There were many people.
Was is singular. Were is plural.
Mistake number 3. I was very boring when you mean I was bored.
Wrong. The movie was boring, so I was boring.
Right. The movie was boring, so I was bored.
Boring describes things. Bored describes feelings.
Mistake number 4. I have seen him yesterday.
Wrong. I have seen him yesterday.
Right. I saw him yesterday.
Great corrections. Let's do interactive practice. I'll say a sentence with a blank.
Great idea. I'll go first.
Sentence 1. When I was a child, I blank to spend summers at my grandma's house.
When I was a child, I used to spend summers at my grandma's house.
Your turn, listeners.
Sentence 2. Little did I blank, something amazing was about to happen.
Little did I know something amazing was about to happen.
Sentence 3. The village was blanked in snow.
The village was blanketed in snow.
Sentence 4. I was completely blanked aback by his kindness.
I was completely taken aback by his kindness.
Sentence 5. The sun was blanked down. It was so hot.
The sun was beating down. It was so hot.
See how easy that is? Practice these patterns.
Yes, say them 10 times each. Record yourself. Let's give our listeners final tips.
Tip number 1. Choose stories at your level. Not too easy, not too hard.
Tip number 2. Listen to the same story multiple times. Each time, you learn more.
Tip number 3. Shadow the narrator. Repeat what you hear to practice pronunciation.
Tip number 4. Write down new words and phrases. Review them regularly.
Tip number 5. Retell the story in your own words. This is the best way to practice speaking.
And here's your homework.
1. Find a story podcast at your level.
2. Listen to one episode. Write down 5 new words.
3. Practice saying the words out loud.
4. Retell the story to someone in English.
5. Record yourself telling the story. Listen back and improve.
Do this every day for 1 week. Your English will improve.
I agree.
And that brings us to the end of another episode of EnglishNEst Podcast.
Today, we talked about learning English through stories, why they work, how to practice, and tips for telling stories.
Let's do a quick recap.
Stories teach vocabulary and context.
Add descriptive language to your stories.
Use foreshadowing to create suspense.
Listen to stories at your level.
Retell stories in your own words.
Keep these in your pocket, everyone. Use them every day.
Now, before we go, we need to ask for your help.
Please like this video if you learned something new today.
Subscribe to EnglishNEst Podcast so you never miss an episode.
And share this with someone who wants to learn English through stories.
You can also follow us on Instagram at EnglishNEst.
Thank you for spending time with us today. You are amazing for working on your English.
Remember, every story is a chance to learn. So find a story you love and start listening.
Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
See you next time on EnglishNEst Podcast.